Yo, what's up, everybody? Hopefully, you guys are doing great out there. So today, I actually wanted to shoot this video because I received a bunch of emails regarding new home standing inventory. The Las Vegas housing market is pretty volatile right now. Things are not moving as the way that I expected. But I wanted to share you guys, or I wanted to share the information with you guys. I think this is very important, especially with the new home sales. Unfortunately, believe it or not, I actually had one contract fall out of escrow today. The buyer is willing to lose $80,000. Sometimes there's some circumstances. Try to save the deal, could not save the deal. I have another buyer that they are thinking about canceling, and they are also going to lose their EMD. The market is very volatile, okay? But like I mentioned, that I am receiving a bunch of emails from builders to go out and film their property. In addition to that, there's a lot of incentives that these builders are giving out to the consumers. So I think this is important that you guys know exactly what is going on in the Las Vegas housing market. So I'm going to start off here with the first email. Give me just a second here. Okay. So the first email I got was from Blacktail. And Blacktail is located up in Summerlin on the west side of the Las Vegas Valley. These are modern 3-story homes. I'm sure you guys seen the videos before. We've done all video home tours for all the models. They do have a rooftop deck too as well. The builder is actually Pulte. And they have some standing inventories that I think that you guys need to take a look at, because if you are planning on purchasing a home in today's market, all right, you guys need to know exactly what the incentives are and what they are actually giving away. So let's take a look at this together. So it says, good evening and great meeting with you. Okay, if you're a client, if you have a client that would like to register for Blacktail, please respond. Okay. So let's take a look at their standing inventory. So this is actually Pulte Homes. This says grand opening price. So some of these builders will actually do spec homes. Now, what is a spec home? So basically, when a new builder develops in a new location, let's say they have a total of 50 lots. Now, there are a lot of buyers out there do not want to wait for the home to be built. So what will happen at this point? Builders will speculate based upon what consumers will spend and also what their options and style of a home that they are looking for. Now, Pulte is known to do this a lot, right, with this builder, where they will go ahead and pretty much pick out all the option except the flooring and some cosmetics. Some builders will allow you to build from scratch. Now, in this one right here, it shows that there's a couple models. You have the Peyton, Kendall, the Carson. So with the Peyton here, this is 2,572 square feet with a 2-car garage, 4 bedrooms. Special pricing, it says here that if you close by July 23, the pricing is at $595,000. Now, one thing that you have to keep in mind, these pricing may change, right? Now, also, we need to find out with these pricing, what does it include? How far along are they with the build? Because you may have some selections and options, like I said, the flooring, right? And you think that this is the total cost, but it is not the total cost. Now, as you can see, we have lot 34 available, lot 31, Kendall, lot 32, lot 30. They're going for 582, 595. Carson. This one is 2,473 square feet, 2-car garage, 4 bedrooms. Not bad. This one looks like it has a rooftop deck too as well. Now, that's another thing that you have to take a look at as far as the rooftop deck. Now, as you can see right here, it says pricing, right? Subject to change without further notice. So that's something that you really have to keep in mind. So that is one builder. Let's move on to another builder, what we have here. So another builder reaches on out, and it says, move-in ready homes, 4 to 5% co-op with a 5.75 interest rate. Now, let's talk about this, a co-op. What is a co-op? Co-op is basically when an agent brings a buyer to that subdivision and they procure a deal between the buyer and the builder, the agent will get compensated a certain interest rate. I'm sorry, not an interest rate, but a certain fee. So this is a 4% commission off the base price. Now, when times were really good for builders weren't really giving agents anything. Now, as you can see, these guys are actually giving agents anywhere from 4 to 5.5% co-op. Now, they're talking about they're going to give you a 5.75% interest rate. But also, what builders are now doing is doing a buy down. Now, you guys probably heard of this 3-2-1 buy down or the 2-1 buy down, which means in today's market, if the rate's at 7%, for the first year, you get it at 5%, second year would be at 6%, and then on the third year would be at 7%, and you would be stuck at the 7% for the life of the loan. If interest rates tend to drop, or let's just say if it does drop, then you can go ahead and refinance into a lower rate. But now you have to pay a fee to do the 2-1 buy down. However, whatever that fee is, you're probably better off just to buy down your interest rate and keep that interest rate locked in versus doing a 2-1 buy down. Now, this builder here is a D.R. Horton builder. So let's take a look at their standing inventory. This is at Pebble Hills. So Pebble Hills right now for 1,700 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. This is a 2-story with a 2-car garage. It looks like their pricing is at $422,000. Now, keep this in mind with D.R. Horton, with the Express model, basically what you see minus the flooring. You have flooring options and a countertop options. What you see is what you get for the price. So we have one at 1,700 square feet, 1,800 square feet for $435,000. One at 2,100 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage at $460,000. We have another one at 2,650 square feet. Well, 2,665 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths with a 2-car garage at $500,000. Now, keep in mind, based upon what's going on in today's market, as a buyer, you will definitely have the leverage. These salespeople want to get rid of their property. Now let's move on to the next one. So I got another email from Bob, one of the sales reps out at Suncrest at Cadence. Now this is from Century Communities. Now a couple things here. These guys are willing to help and get you a lower interest rate. They will help you to do the buy down. And it says here, let's take a look at our community real quick. Let's take a look at their community. Let's see what they have. So here are, you know what, this is just their website. Let me just go back here. I'm going to move on to his second email. Bob. Okay. Let's come back here. So with the builders, this is what the builders are doing now. 1% off for a year with a 4.75% interest rate. APR at 6.8 for the first year on an FHA and a VA loan. This is something that you definitely need to watch out for. They'll definitely buy down your payment, but it's not locked in. In addition to that, if you can actually have them buy down, that's something that I would definitely do. With a FHA, 4.75% for the first year. As you can see right here, for the second year is at 5.75%. On a VA, 4.75. Second year, 5.75. Now that's not bad for today's market as far as interest rate, right? Now, if you move on to a conventional loan, one of the things that these guys are offering, now this is with their preferred lender. On a conventional loan where you put down, 10% or 20%, as an example, interest rates, they can lock you in anywhere from 5.1% all the way up to 6.1%, right? Rates today, I believe they are actually hovering around 7%, but let me just double check here real quick. I'll tell you exactly what the rates are. Rates right now are fixed for a 30-year according to Zillow. 6.93%. So, I mean, that is not that bad. However, 5%, you know, we were so used to the 3.5%, but, you know, 5% is still a good rate. Now, I'm not saying that you should be buying a home, but the good news is this. If you are in the market today where you are thinking about buying, November and December are really the best time to buy a home because you're going to get the best deal, especially on the negotiating power on the buyer's side. Another thing is, if you are planning on purchasing a home that has a pool, now's the time to negotiate that too as well, okay? Because nobody's buying a home with a pool during the winter time. So this is something that I really want you guys to keep in mind. Now, another thing with builders that you can negotiate is with the lot premium and also the incentives as well, okay? Now, one thing that I want you to keep in mind is this. When you negotiate your incentives, right? Let's say if you negotiate $20,000. Now, that's towards the incentives and the design studio. Now, let's just say you're required to pay for a lot premium. Now, you can absorb that cost towards your lot premium. However, in today's market, you might as well just negotiate that, okay? Because sometimes some of these builders, you may get a $20,000 incentives, but then what happens is you may have to put a certain percentage down, let's just say 5%, and it could also be 5%, not of the base price, but also the lot premium. So there's so many factors that go into the equation in today's market. And also you have to understand is this. The builder pretty much corners the market. What I mean by that is that typically when you buy a home out here, especially these tract homes, they are building the home. They own the title company. They own the mortgage company. They also own the insurance company. So what these builders tend to do is, depending on how far along you are in the transaction, they will always make the adjustments on the numbers. So you may be getting the deal on the front end, but you may not be getting a deal on the back end. So that's just something to keep in mind. Also, another problem that I'm running into is the appraisal issues. Before we can go up to 20% of the base price, what does that mean? People call me all the time and ask me, hey, Chuck, how much does it cost for upgrades and options? Number one, I tell them, the way that you see the model, you're not going to get that model. You may only get about 15% of what you see in that model. So that's something that you have to visualize. Now, one of the things that you have to be aware of with the contract states this. If the property does not appraise, you're going to come up with a remaining balance. So that tells you that you're going to have to be very conservative when you're purchasing a home in today's market. So when you go into a new home sales track, if the base price is $500,000, we need to find out what is the average person spending off the base price, percentage-wise. Before, it used to be 20%. That's $100,000. We know the home will probably appraise for $600,000, right? In today's market, on the conservative side, you probably want to be at 10%, just to be on the conservative side. I had a story where there was a client that we purchased a home a couple months ago, and the home's worth like $600,000, but they had to build a home. Market starts to tank, backslides about 9.1%. Next thing you know it, the appraiser will not appraise the home for the $600,000. Now my clients have to come out of pocket because that's what they agreed to the terms are. We did negotiate for a price reduction. We were able to get the seller to absorb some of that cost. However, unfortunately, the seller had to eat some of those fees. Now, I just want you to be aware of this situation. So you need to be conservative if you are buying a brand new home. The downfall is this: 10% does not give you that much. So that's something that you just have to keep in mind, which is kind of a bummer, right? Because you're not going to get anything nearly remotely to the model, okay? Now today, I'm going to go out and I'm going to shoot some properties with TriPoint up in Summerlin. I'm about to leave here in the next couple of minutes. So I'm going to upload a video today where I actually had a client decide to pull out of that deal. And property's going to go back on the market. So I'm going to go out. I'm going to do a video home tour. I'm going to check that out. Somebody says here that they are missing the stash. I didn't know I had a stash. But anyway, what's up, everybody? Builders are giving you free Starbucks. I don't know if they're giving me free Starbucks. I'm going to answer some of these questions. What's up, Chuck? Moving to Las Vegas on the 1st. Need a rental and we'll pay for the whole year. Well, Justin, if you need a rental, I may be renting out one of my new properties that I've just rehabbed. So if you're looking for a 1-bedroom up in Seven Hills, you do have a carport. It is a condo on the 2nd floor. Property is completely rehab. Give me a call at 702-319-1092. Also, if you guys have a property out here in Las Vegas thinking about selling, we definitely would love the opportunity to earn your business. And you guys know me, man. I'm going to always tell you how it is. I mean, things are not going good as far as for a real estate agent. However, I think I will be able to weather the storm. But again, this is part of the real estate business. I have a lot of friends right now in the mortgage business, and they are actually looking for a second job. And I've seen a lot of agents are starting to leave the industry. According to the GLVAR, I think there are 30 agents every day that are not renewing their license. Watch when the market bounces back. The greedy builders are not going to compensate the agents. You're absolutely right. I don't know why they do that, but you know what? It's supply and demand. Look too close to the mountains for me. Okay, let's see what else. Is there any quick move-ins in American West Home Park? Yes, there is. With American West, matter of fact, we have a deal right now we're working on. If you guys want to see what those lists are, just let me know. Just send York an email, my personal assistant. I'm going to go ahead and type that name into the comments too. So that way we can get York on here. It is chakits.ckg@gmail.com. If you guys need a market statistics, we can send all that stuff to you. Countywide was doing this with KB Homes right before the crash, saying that you get a free upgrade with using the preferred lender Countrywide. Yeah, unfortunately, Countrywide is no longer around. Okay. Perry says, Chakits, what do you will happen with new home builds if what this doesn't make sense. Let's see, what is he trying to say here? I do apologize. What do you have to follow the build if people can no longer pay 4 to 5% interest rate? Okay, so sounds like what this gentleman is saying is that what happens if from 4% and you're closing at 9% interest rate. So basically, if you do the 2-1 buy down, just keep this in mind. You do have to get qualified for the higher amount. That's the reason why I say I don't know if the 2-1 buy down is the right for you or not. You got to take a look at your financial situation. And also, you're kind of almost like timing the market. Here's the thing. If you want to get into a home, you may not be able to get everything that you want. You may have to settle. And when the market was hot, you still had to settle, right? That's just part of it. For 4%, I can call you, but 6%, I'll pass. Okay. You know what? It may be right for you to hold on. Hi, Chakits. What is the property taxes in Henderson? Rule of thumb, if you buy a brand new home, it is 1% of the total sales price, but it does get readjusted based upon the township. Pulte is a good quality builder. I don't know if you're asking that question or are you telling me. From my experience, from all the new home builds that I've done, there's a lot of compensating factors. A lot of times when you work with the builder, you think that the builder has their own employees that are building the home. Well, that's false. Basically, the builders, what they are doing is they're paper pushers, right? They buy a piece of dirt, they analyze the deal, and they hire contractors and trades. But they do have a staff as far as the superintendent, and depending on the superintendent, because the superintendent has a closing date when they have to close these products by, because it all comes down to numbers. Go straight to corporate, right? So you may have a superintendent, he may have to handle a job site, but they may have 150 homes, but he currently has about 50 homes. You can't have one superintendent manage 50 homes. There's no way. The most that a super can handle to be more efficient from all the superintendents I've talked to is anywhere from about 25 to 30. At that point, you need assistants to actually help you out because there's so many things that come up with new home constructions. And what happens is the superintendent gets very frustrated because they have all this pressure, right, from corporate to get these homes done by. The trades are just slapping the deals together because they're only getting paid by piecework, so the work's not great. The consumer's not happy because the way the home is built, it's not squared off or it's missing a lot of things. Now we put the pressure on the superintendent. Now the superintendent has 5, 10, even 20 clients that are jumping down their throat. And then you have an agent that comes involved that hires a home inspector, and now they don't like that home inspector or they don't like that real estate agent, but it is our job to make sure things are actually done in compliance and done the right way, right? When it comes to construction. Because look, if you're spending all this money, you should be delivered a great product. And what I see today in today's market is that a lot of these builders, on the front end, they're great. All the way up to about 85% when the home is about to be complete. Then it's just that last 15% is the most important that builders just don't understand. And if you are a corporate builder out there and you're watching this video, that's just some feedback I have for you guys. Well, guys, that's pretty much all I have for today. I do appreciate all the comments. If you guys haven't had a chance to, subscribe to this channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, we definitely would love the opportunity to really earn your business too as well. There's no charge whatsoever. So all you have to do is, if you want to get started and you want to see what's going on within the Las Vegas housing market, visit lvhomeexperts.com. It is a great website to get started. You'll be able to look at all the homes that are currently available in today's market. Now, the website that we had built out here, this website allows you to look at everything that is currently for sale, nothing in pending or contingent status. If you guys want to look at some foreclosures, here's some of the options just listed. Okay, let's start off with this, just listed. Show you what's going on with just listed. Okay, let me refresh this thing. Just listed. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's just go to foreclosures. Let's see how many foreclosures we have in just listed. Nothing. Okay, nothing. Let me readjust this. Talking all that smack and nothing's popping up. Okay, here we go. We're going to get rid of the just listed. Okay, I know what I did wrong. I forgot to put the location, so I do apologize. So as you can see, within Clark County, right now we have a total of 82 foreclosures. Okay. Now, what is a foreclosure? Basically, a foreclosure, that means they've received a notice of default. They're about to foreclose on the home. So, I mean, there are some pretty good deals out here. It's a case-by-case basis. All right, guys, I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. If you guys like more video like this, I was thinking about doing it on a daily basis, but it's just kind of hard when you don't have enough time. But anyway, if you guys want more information, updated information, just let me know in the comments below. Other than that, I appreciate each and every one of you guys from the bottom of my heart.